Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be entertained, enlightened, and educated about men's secrets, and dating advices decoded as we dive into another episode of Men's Secrets Exposed podcast and show. Hello, lovely listeners. Welcome to a new show, Men's Secrets Exposed. We are getting all your dating questions answered, questions about men and relationships, decoding men, pulling back the curtain and showing y'all the inside of the male playbook. Hopefully bringing some closure to some of you ladies out there, and also giving some insight to men. That's why I wanted to bring in a few female co-hosts to kind of chime in and represent the female team, so this isn't slanted, slanted and jaded. It's very, very open, very honest, and very direct. We're going to welcome our female co-host, Miss Chase. Please say hello to the audience.
Hello, lovely audience. Looking forward to answering some of your questions and doing my best to present the female side of things.
All right, fantastic. Now, Miss Chase, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, background, where you're from, that kind of thing.
All right. My name is Shellee. I am a singer, a writer, composer, do a little this, a little that. I grew up overseas and been very privileged to travel, see different cultures, and relationships fascinate me, all kinds. So very happy to be on this show.
Fantastic. Now, I want you to give a shout out. Tell the people where you grew up.
I grew up in the Philippines. I grew up first in Calibo, Aklan, and then we moved to Manila. I grew up in Muntinlupa, Alabang. And gosh, now I'm talking about it. I miss it.
Really?
I love it. Oh yeah, and the food. Oh Lord, the food. Oh, but I found Filipino beer here the other day.
Really?
So, yes, it was quite delightful.
let me ask you a question, and I mean no disrespect in this question. Maybe you've already been asked by Americans born and bred here and don't know any different. I mean, no disrespect.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Is
it true that y'all eat crickets?
I have actually eaten a fried grasshopper, but that was when I was in Thailand.
Okay. So that's not a Filipino thing.
No, that's not a Filipino thing. I could give you some other Filipino things.
Oh, God. Is it in the insect family?
No, it's more of like ox tongue and pig brains and a pig face. It's called sisig.
What'd you say?
I said pig brain. I said pig face. And it's all chopped up and fried. It's called sisig. You can look that up, sir.
Y'all eat the face of the pig?
I've had it once. I didn't really care for it.
I mean, I can't say nothing. I mean, black people eat chitlins, so I can't say a word. I mean, black folks.
I don't know what chitlins are.
You don't know what? Okay, let me break this down. Excuse us, I know audience listening for the dating.
We're going on a food segment.
We're getting into some culinary here. Chitlins are pig intestines.
Okay, we Filipinos chicken intestines. It's called isaw, and then chicken feet.
Well, yeah, there's some poor black people still eat chicken feet.
Oh my God.
There's some. I mean, I don't know. I can't say that. I guess that's really a soul food thing. There's some black folks in the South that eat chicken feet. I never dug it. I never dug it. I never tried it. I don't want to try it. I've had some chitlins before Thanksgiving. So I can't. I guess I can't. But the face, y'all eat the chopped up face of a pig?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Again, culture.
Okay. All right. Very cool. All right. So we're going to get into the question here. This question was actually left over. We didn't have time to get to it because this is going to be a pretty big question for kicking off the show. The question is, why do men feel inferior when they're with a woman that they perceive to be strong and independent?
Ooh.
Crickets. I'm listening. Go ahead.
That's for men. Why do men feel that way?
Why do you think? What do women think that reason is?
Comparison. And traditionally, the man, I think, is supposed to be, I'm putting air quotations around, supposed to be the breadwinner, supposed to be um, the leader, if you will. I got mercilessly teased because my ex-fiance was about a foot shorter than me. So he by stature, people were very harsh towards him. That's not why we broke up, by the way. It was his height. I'm not that shallow.
Okay.
But again, I think this comes to self-worth. Instead of being proud that, this strong woman wants to be with me, it becomes a competition. That's what I think.
That's what you think.
I think.
Interesting.
But I am open to being enlightened.
Okay, well, I'm gonna enlighten you here.
Okay.
there's two answers to this question. Number one, men don't necessarily. Some men do feel inferior because they feel like. Well, let me say this. There's three sides to this. You have the very stupid, ignorant, lazy man that wants to control a woman. Okay? They're idiots. Men, if you're out there doing that, you're an idiot. You're making us look bad. You're making us look bad. Okay? Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. So
knock it off.
Yeah. So you have these dudes that are really controlling, and when they see the strong, independent woman, there is a fear that sets in that they can't control her. That's one aspect of it. Ladies, those men are idiots. Men, if you're doing that, stop. There's another aspect to it. Strong, independent women. There are some men out there, they want, not necessarily for control, but men want to feel like, unfortunately, but pulling back the curtain here, exposing some men, there's some men, they want to feel needed. They want to feel like this woman needs me. And that gives them a degree of self-worth. And that gives them a degree of, okay, she needs me, and because she needs me, maybe there's a degree of she will put up with more. Maybe there's a degree of, the phrase that me and my homeboy use, maybe she'll take it in the chest, meaning like another way of saying she'll take it in the chin, she'll take some of those hard knocks because she needs me. And some men are intimidated about the fact when they're with a woman and they get that feeling of, wow, she's strong, independent, she doesn't need me. That can be intimidating to some men that are looking for, they want to feel like she needs me. That gives them more of that primitive protector thing, okay? So there's that side of it. And then the other third side of this is, that feeling of a lot of men, which isn't a lot, but there's some men, they're cool with the fact that their woman might be strong and independent. They're not intimidated about that. There's not a lot of men like that, okay? There are what, we refer to as titans. These are the men that go a little bit harder, they run a little bit faster, they're a little bit stronger. They got a strong sense-worth of who they are. They got a strong direction of what they're doing. They're not intimidated by a strong woman, okay? What is annoying, and I'm going to use that word, what is annoying when it comes to this strong, independent thing is that when you have a man that is just as strong and just as independent, there tends to be this dance. I'm going to use dance. I'm not going to use the word fight. I'm going to say dance of who's leading.
I can see that.
It's like, because if she's strong and independent, she's going to feel like she's right in a lot of things that she does. But if he's strong and independent also, he's going to feel like he's right in what he does. So some men don't want to deal with it because they don't want to deal with the dance. It's like, I'm not dealing with it. I mean, she's cool. She's amazing. She's got a lot of things going for her. She's got her own, as the song says, she got her own crib, got her own car. Okay, cool. And she don't need me for anything. Okay, cool. Well, when you find that compliment of like, okay, she can independently function without me, I can independently function without her. Ladies, believe it or not, that's the best relationship to be in, because now you're not with each other that you need to be with him. He needs to be with you. You're actually together because you want to be.
Yeah, it's choice. It's not trying to fill something that. Yeah, I see that. I see that.
Does that make sense? So,
Traditionally, I think men, the ones that are cool with the strong women,
yeah,
they have. I want to salute them because even in the past 50 years, society has changed so much. Before, men, we did need men. We needed men to protect us. We needed men to provide
right,
because of things that we were prohibited from doing.
correct.
We are not as physically strong.
Yeah,
And I'm not insulting women by saying that. We are built differently, and that is nothing wrong with that. Different
right.
does not mean lesser than.
Yes, preach,
And some
preach,
women need to get over that because different does not mean lesser than.
preach.
And knowing a role, there's nothing wrong with that either. And learning that to fulfill different roles in a relationship, that's fine. That does not take away from who you are. It doesn't take away from your value.
Yeah.
So that's something else that I'd love to get into, like to get people, get some feedback from this because that can be dangerous. We are not supposed to fulfill every single need unto ourselves. We are built for relationships.
We're built to complement each other.
We really are.
Yeah.
And when I see a power couple, I love watching them just glow in each other's company. And it is rare, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, men have had to really kind of look at the change going on here.
Hey guys, thanks again. This is a quick little mention, little plug. If you are enjoying this, and I hope that you are, number one, a new book of mine is coming out in 2019, Handful of Queens, coming out in 2019. You'll be able to check that out. It's a kind of a action, suspense, romance. Hope you all enjoy it. But more importantly, if you're enjoying the podcast and the other things we have going on Magic DTV, please write to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, or Apple and let them know that you are enjoying the content and the shows that we are creating and short films we're putting out. That's Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, or Apple. Any one of those four. Let them know that you're really digging what we have and that you'd like to see what we're doing on one of their platforms. Please put that out to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, or Apple. Thank you all very much. Bye.
Where before it was okay if they were just a provider. It was okay if they were just protector. But now that women, we are, for their change in culture or change in laws, we can be self-sufficient. We do not need a man, so to speak. So now it becomes a choice. Now
Right.
It becomes we actually have to communicate now more than ever before because, well, okay, what I don't need you to protect me. I don't need you to shelter me. I don't need you to clothe me, all
Right.
these things from even primitive times. Well, there's still a need there.
Yeah.
Is it for companionship?
Right.
Is it for, what is it for? And not to go off on a tangent, but we really have to look each other eye to eye and go, okay, our society has changed, our culture has changed, our gender expectations have changed. How do we meet this head on and yet have respect for what we can give each other?
Exactly. Preach that. So, ladies, to answer this really quick on behalf of men, there are those weak men out there that they want to abuse, they want to control. That's why some of those men feel intimidated by women that are strong and independent. Then you have those men out there that they want to be needed, and when you're strong and independent, you don't need them. They find that intimidating. So that's two people that find it intimidating. Then there's a third class of guys that will look at a strong, independent woman and they will say, you know what, yeah, she's cool and all this is great, but I'm strong and independent too. I'm not going to do this dance back and forth of, who's making the decision and who's not, and I'm supposed to, take this in the chest, or she's not going to listen, or when there's really a better direction to go, and men feeling like they're making a better decision, and it's not as emotional. Some men they're just not going to deal with it. And then there's another small aspect too that What can be intimidating, okay, and I'm just keeping this 100, is that it can be intimidating when you're with a woman and this woman is strong and independent. You know for sure, no question about it, she can replace you. You know? And I guess it kind of falls back in that second class of being needed or not. But it can be a little bit intimidating knowing, okay, this woman's got this, this, and this. She can replace you. And it's like, so this intimidating factor of if you don't toe this line, you're going to get replaced.
Yeah.
And some men are like, I'm not going to deal with that. So, ladies, I'm not saying not to be strong and independent, but if you're in the dating world and you're finding out, well, men are just intimidated because I make more money than them. That ain't it. Men are intimidated because they can't handle a strong, independent woman. That ain't it. Some cases, yeah, because they want to control a woman or they want to be needed. But some cases, you might meet a Titan, okay, and I'm going to be very cocky and put myself in a Titan class. I go harder than the average dude. If you watch my social medias, I'm going to go harder than the average man. Some men, they ain't going to deal with it. It's like, you know what, I ain't even going to, she's cool, she's cute. I'm not going to do this dance of always, because it can be exhausting.
Well, and I do want to put this out there. Strong does not mean impenetrable.
Yeah.
Strong does not mean harsh. Strong does not mean that you are not vulnerable. Some of the strongest people, the strongest women I know, are vulnerable.
Yes.
And when you are truly strong, when you have a good foundation under you, it doesn't mean that you're not scarred up. It doesn't mean that you've not been hurt. And it means that you've not allowed all of these hurts to make you callous.
Very
Strong
good.
people should be the most compassionate. They should be the first ones to reach out to help, to reach out to educate. Strong does not mean you are condescending. It doesn't mean that if someone comes over to approach you, you have this edge about you.
Yeah.
You can be soft and kind and open, and that still classifies as strong. And I know a lot, I've seen and observed a lot of women who are very independent and strong, but they have this edge to them. They have this chip. And that, to me, that's a chink in their armor.
Well, and I believe it or not, I'm actually going to, I'm listening to what you're saying, and you can second this, right, or agree with this as a female. My perception of women that tend to be that strong and independent, it's because they've been pushed over in the past and they carry that with them. So it's like they have to overcompensate to prove, hey, you're not going to push over me. You're not going to manipulate me. And they put that in the realm of being strong, and sometimes they come off too strong, almost to the point of...
Well, it's off-putting.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's off-putting.
And the ladies out there that whether you may not be able to self-diagnose if you're that way, ask some of your homegirls. Say, look, do I sometimes come off too harsh? Then you need to, if that's the case, then, men feel that and they're like, okay. And listen, I said this in another episode. Men are hardwired very simple. And the only thing a man really wants when he's really with a woman he really cares about, he just wants her to be happy. And he wants to do what he can, if he can, to make sure, or aid, assist in her being happy. And if you meet a guy and you're at a networking event or you're somewhere and you're wearing your suit and he's wearing his suit and he's somewhat of a Titan and you come off with that real strong independent, like that's going to impress him, men perceive that as, okay, this chick is really in your face and she's really over the top and nothing I'm going to do is going to please this woman. So men check out of the conversation. And then women might dismiss that as thinking, well, he's just intimidated by a strong woman. No, it's not that. It's the fact that he's thinking like down the road, thinking, damn, if she's like this and I'm just meeting her and exchanging a business card, what is she going to be like in a relationship? And you and ladies see the guy kind of check out of the conversation. It's because, number one, he may not want to do that dance of who leads and who doesn't. versus you might give that impression you're never really going to be happy about anything he does. And when guys sense that
is an impossible situation to be in. I've been in a relationship like that where nothing you did was good enough.
Right.
And that's just nope, exit, stage right. Don't even bother.
and if you're in the realm of messing with a Titan, he ain't gonna deal with it. He's gonna check out of the conversation quicker than than you checking out of a hotel at 10:30. Okay, it's like, no, I'm done. I ain't even dealing with that. Yeah, she's cute, but that's cool. And and then I think a lot of women, they tend to just chalk that up to, well, here's just another man that's just intimidated by a strong woman. No, believe it or not, ladies, it's not that. It's all those things I said before. So,
and there is I think a lot of people have forgotten that there is strength in elegance. There's strength
100%.
in being a lady. When someone opens the door for me, I don't take that as an insult. Oh, I can open it myself. No, I thank you. Be gracious. Be kind. There's strength in that.
Yes.
And true strength does not parade itself.
100%. 100%. So with that note, we did basically one question, which was a very powerful question. Ladies, gentlemen, if you have questions, text in your question 813-5. Let me make sure I get the number right. 813-534-0169. 813-534-0169. You can text in your question. You can call in your question. Leave a voicemail 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When we get ready to tape new episodes, we will pull them up. We might reach out to you, see if you actually want to be live on the show when we're doing our recording. It's 813-534-0169. We're going to put all of our links to our social media outlets in our program notes. Go to any social media bar, except we're not active on Snapchat. I don't know if we're going to get on Snapchat, but we are on the gram. We're on Facebook.
I think you'd look great with bunny ears.
I don't think so. We're on the gram. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook, and we are on YouTube. Go to any one of those search bars, types in Men's Secrets Podcast or Men's Secrets Exposed, and we should come up. Send us a message if you want. If you want to send us a direct message, that's cool. Ladies, please don't send no dirty pictures. I don't have to try to explain that to people. So,
yeah. Keep it classy.
Yeah. I mean, so keep it to your questions. Text in your question 813-534-0169. Call in your question 813-534-0169. Either one, we hope you got something out of this episode, even though it was a one-question episode, but it was very powerful answers here. So,
a lot of angles to this.
Yeah,
so I'd be very interested in the responses we get today.
Yeah, leave your comments. We're going to read them. Leave your questions. We're going to read them. I'll let all the podcast hosts read them, so that way they can offer their insight, or you might even, don't be surprised when we respond back. And and like what Chase said, different doesn't mean less, and different doesn't mean wrong. When I explain some things about the male point of view, doesn't mean that I'm saying that men are right. I'm just, you're asking why men this or that, and me explaining it, I'm just telling you the truth of where men are coming from. So I'm not saying we're right, because a lot of times we're wrong. Okay, fellas, if you mess up, I'll call you out. Bro, I will call you out. Don't mess up. Don't be lazy. You gotta be honest. And that's all this is about. We're just about honesty. So thank you all for listening. Hope you got something out of it. Please like, please share, please rate, please subscribe. Thank all of you again. We're going to sign off for today, and we will talk to you next time. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.